Hi guys, Mr. Horton here, hope you're all well. This is your lesson 2, so today we're going to be focusing on throwing skills. Right guys, so this is your warm-up game. What we're going to do, we're going to play a game called the bean game. So in a second, we're going to call out 5 different beans and you're going to copy the actions.
Run a bean.
So run a bean, you're going to run around the area, getting nice and warm, with different directions, making sure we're getting nice and warm. Running around different directions, different speeds as well. If you want to speed it up a little bit or slow it down, that's fine as well.
Jumping bean.
So jumping bean, 2 feet together. What you're going to do, you're going to jump around the room, around the space. You can hop from one foot to the other foot. You can also just use one foot, try different ways, making sure we stay nice and warm.
Broad bean.
Broad bean, so for this one, legs wide apart, arms the side of you, in a nice wide position. You're going to arch your back and just do a nice stretch. Okay?
String bean.
So string bean, feet together again, on your tiptoes, arms touching the ceiling, try to touch the ceiling, and a nice big stretch again.
And frozen bean.
So running around, frozen bean, you're just going to freeze and try to stay nice and still. This is your second activity, so we're going to focus on doing some throwing now. So as you can see, this is how I want you to set the activity up. So you need a start line where you're going to throw from, and then 3 different targets. Okay, so if you're at home, what you could use is, for example, you could use a pillow. So put a pillow, so 1, 2, 3, different lengths along the floor. And then what you can use as something to throw, you could use rolled up socks again. And you're just going to practice throwing them into the hoops. Right, so for this activity we're going to focus on 2 different throwing skills. So one's going to be the underarm throw and the second one is going to be the overarm throw. So to start off, I want you to stand behind the marker, looking at the targets in front of you. And all you're going to do, using the underarm throw, is try and throw them into the hoops. Okay, it doesn't matter which ones you're going to. You might go into all 3, or you might practice just going into different ones. So you might start off with just aiming for the first one, then you might move on to the second one, then as you get more used to the activity, you might go on to the end one. Right, okay, so for the second one, it's going to be the overhead throw. So to start with, you're going to have the socks or the object that you're throwing up against the side of your head. What you're going to do, you're going to look where the target is. You can have your arm out in front of you to guide you. And all you're going to do, like the underarm throw, you're just going to throw it. Try and throw them into each of the hoops. Okay? Again, if you find it a little bit difficult, start off with the first one. And as you get more used to the activity, you might go to the second one. And once you feel a bit more comfortable and challenge yourself, you might go on to the end one. But start off with just try and throw them into each of the hoops, using the overarm throw. So to progress this on a little bit further, we're going to do a little bit of a challenge now. So what I've got here, I've got bean bags, so you could use balls if you've got them at home, or you could just use rolled up socks again. So I've got 6 different bean bags, and all you're going to do, you're going to pick a target and you're going to see how many you can throw in that target. Okay? So I'm going to pick the middle one. So all you're going to do, you can either use the underarm or you could use the overarm throw. You're just going to see how many you can get inside the target. Right guys, this is your second activity. This is called baby boccia. So as you can see, this is how I want you to set it up. So to start off with, you need a marker or a line to stand behind. You're going to have something at the opposite side of the room to act as a jack. So this could be anything you've got in the room. It could be a DVD, it could be a cushion again. It could be anything just to act as that jack. So any object you've got in the house, just to use for that. You also need something to throw. So again, I'm using bean bags. For you guys at home, you could use rolled up socks again and just throw them aiming for the jack. So for this game, you can either do this on your own, just practicing your throwing and trying to get as close as you can to the marker, or you could actually do this with somebody else at home. So for this, you'd have 3 different rolled up socks each. You take it in turns, try to get as close as you can to the jack. Okay, so the objective of this game is to try and get your socks or your beanbags or anything you're trying to throw as close as you can towards the jack. So again, you could use the overarm throw or the underarm throw, depending on which one you want to do. So you need to start off behind the line. You're going to look at the cone, you're going to swing your arms up and down, you're going to try and throw it underarm as close as you can towards the jack. So you do 1, got 3 goes, so that's your second one. If you want to move as well to get a better position, you can. And then your third one, you're going to throw, and try to get as close as you can to the marker.